This Monday Night Props and Week 11 recap edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. WynnBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet $100 and get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. We're also brought to you by the SGPN Thanksgiving free roll. Everyone who hits a football bingo in our contest will win $100 cash and a $100 gift card to the SGPN store exclusively on the SGPN app.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
One of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer? Dong.
The lines are open. We are taking your call. Who are we shoving in the locker? I'd like to shove myself.
Oh wow,
in the locker.
Ryan, the rare self shove in the locker. Of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord. We are live on there. Raise your hand if you want to get involved. Ryan,
sometimes you got to look in the mirror. While I did do some positive things, like tell you Kadarius Toney's a piece of shit. 9 routes run, and he hurt his hamstring again. Under 52. That's how you hit an under. I looked at the box score and I said, "Shit, Sean, we might have lost. He didn't check into the game. They're gonna push this one on us." Nope, he checked into the game, just didn't do a goddamn thing. Yeah, we did some positive things, but boy, the ATS picks, really disgusting. Got to look in the mirror. Rarely do I look in the windshield.
Disgusting act.
Rarely do I look in the rear view.
Rough week for the picks overall. Although we did both hit one of our locks, considering how bad it was, kind of impressive. We went 2 and 3
off of Baltimore, who laying 13 points, scored 13 points, drawing dead from the start.
Well, and obviously I got super fortunate. I had Patriots. I think we gave it out at -3. It closed at -3.5. Walk-off punt return. That was insane. And then little cherry on top there. We did tweet out Josh Palmer first touchdown. So we did hit that. So that's a nice little
well, at this point, we're expected to hit first touchdown bets. And I know it almost feels disappointing, Sean. Only 20-1.
I know. Well, sometimes you just gotta.
That's like a 24-point dog on a Sunday. What are we?
I know. Coming off the Thursday where I hit the 80-1, 90-1, 100-1, depending on what you got it at. Still up for the week though, Ryan. Still winning week if you count Thursday, which I do, and which I did.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Unit, please coming to collect. What's wrong, Sean?
Oh, just the sound's all fucked up. Hey, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Bet big, win bigger. That's right. Get in on the $100 free bet. Bet $100, get a $100 free bet. Active in so many states. Fire up that parlay wheel. Maybe you're doing a little traveling for the holidays. Maybe you're going to Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. Maybe you want some little action. WynnBet got what you need. Make sure you head over to WynnBet, bet big, win bigger, Ryan, and make sure you download the SGPN app. Get in the Thanksgiving contest. We are running a free roll for Thanksgiving. That's right, football bingo. So you sign up for the contest, completely free. You'll get a bingo board, but instead of letters and numbers, it'll be different players to score a touchdown, a couple of player props in there. You guys know how bingo goes. You get 5 of them connected. You win $100 cash and a $100 gift card. So we could have multiple winners, right? I was going back and forth with the guy. What's our ideal number of winners? I'm like, the more winners, the better. So we're trying to figure out ways to make it easier.
Is it am I allowed to have someone proxy for me? I won't be able to play myself. I'll be.
No, you don't have. I mean, right? Obviously, you can just sign up.
Come on. All right.
All right, let's get to it. Again, get in on the locker room line, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord. Who do you want to shove in the locker? Oh, we got a friend of the program, host of the Golf Gambling Podcast.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Boston Capper himself. Boss, I'm sure you're calling in to say Mac Jones had an amazing game. Your Patriots won. They covered. What do you got going on?
No, the absolute worst. If you have all the money in your bank account for fucking Thursday, they're Minnesota is only a 3-point favorite against this garbage fucking Pats team. Put literally every penny you have on the Vikings. Are you see? We scored 3 points on offense against the fucking Jets. The Jets.
I'm doing some.
Yeah, we watched it. That game was pretty bad.
I'm doing some numbers crunching, and as much as I want to take the Vikings, they are kicking the game off 5:20 on the West Coast.
Shit.
I don't care, dude. It's fat fuck Matt Patricia versus Kirk Cousins primetime. Joe Judge and Matt Patricia have literally put this offense back 60 fucking years. Like, it is the worst. Like, this team is this is the worst team I've seen since pre-Bledsoe.
And they're 6-4. It's crazy. I feel like they're one of my few locks I've been hitting the past couple of weeks because there are. I mean, they played.
You luck boxed into that shit. And you
no. That was
because any other fucking team in the world would just kick that out of bounds with the fucking overtime. But the Jets are just going to be the Jets.
That was you act like
Jets are the fucking Jets.
You act like that wasn't part of the handicap. The Jets figuring out a way to lose that game. Come on.
There's a reason Belichick's won 80%.
Do you have any? You want to shove anyone in the locker? Just the Matt Patricia can't fit one.
I like Mike Williams to fucking not be a pussy and just get shot up in the locker room to go get out there and get, because I had Mahomes 3 touchdowns, Kelsey 3 touchdowns. Mike Williams over 51 would have paid out 95-1, but no, pussy boy didn't want to get shot up, and that was it. Gone.
Wow.
Would have been a great fucking night.
That was crazy.
We know where Capper stands on the varsity blues debate of should he take the needle in
Capper's
the knee.
really pushing Tornhall on the audience and his fantasy team. All right. Hey, Capper, happy Thanksgiving to you and the family.
Happy Thanksgiving, boys.
All right, let it ride. Yeah, it's always good to hear from Boston Capper checking in on the Capper line. I mean, the
Kappa.
I'll tell you, and Darius Knox checking in the YouTube chat, put Russell Wilson in the locker and set it on fire. I'm never betting money on that fraud again. Dude, I'm with you. I was like, I need a little bit more action for the afternoon. I'll get it on this Broncos money line live. I mean, what the Raiders are horrible. They're not going to win in Mile High. The way they unraveled that Broncos team is, I mean, they're both horrible, but the way they went down,
they outrated the Raiders.
It was impressive because the Raiders do have a good, or the Broncos have a good defense. And then in overtime, they leave Devontae Adams wide open. My God.
I have a new nickname for Russ. Danger Russ. You like that?
I got it.
You just got, he can keep everything the same. You just have to make sure everyone understands. There's a long pause between Danger and Russ.
This is I feel like we probably need to nominate this guy for Real Men of DJ.
Something going on in the chat?
No, he just said, I'm 46 Mantra 2 said he ran out of booze, currently drinking my wife's box of wine. Broncos country, let's ride. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely
nothing wrong with wine in a box nowadays. They make some decent stuff in a box. So don't be ashamed, Mantra. We are all
Ben
one.
Mendoza says he wants to shove the entire Steelers defense in a box. I mean, it was weird. You know, they certainly are better with with TJ Watt back, but then their secondary was just rough and really kind of fell apart. All right, let's walk through the recap, Ryan. Again, feel free to hop in, mix it up with us. Thursday night, as we know, Titans won 27-17, covered, made us a shit ton of money. So shout out to the Titans. Packers look pretty roughed up.
Oh, I mean, is there any value in Mike Vrabel Coach of the Year?
There should be. I mean, right now it's.
I know he won last year.
It's tough to win back-to-back coach year, but like they don't have a lot going on, and
No.
he continue. Imagine if this team had AJ Brown.
I mean, well, Treylon Burks looked all right in the last
Yeah, he
game,
did.
Sean.
He had a little
bit. He had a pretty nice line. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're now getting to that territory where we have to entertain the idea of, are we really going to a Tennessee home game in the second week of the playoffs because they've somehow gotten the 1 seed again? Are they going to break all the? I mean, look, they keep winning games. I'm sure we'll hear about why they're not that good, but Derrick Henry rounding into 4. I mean, if they can figure out a passing game, Sean, they've done this all without a passing game.
Yeah,
0 passing.
Well,
game.
Austin Hooper, he was mostly the passing game.
So I would look, are we calling Green Bay dead?
I thought they've been dead for some time. They have the Eagles this Sunday night. Maybe if they get that win, they get it rolling. But their schedule is pretty tough, and Aaron Rodgers looks poutier than ever. I mean, he probably didn't get his Taylor Swift tickets. He's a Swiftie.
Are we going to see Love? How many games before we see Jordan Love?
No, maybe he gets like an ayahuasca overdose. I don't know.
Maybe that's the deal. He leaves the team early.
He feels pretty checked out, Aaron Rodgers, and I can't imagine that Thursday. The most annoying thing about Aaron Rodgers is just he'll overthrow a guy and then do this, just throw his hands up, like snap the chin strap off all man. It's like, dude, you overthrew him. It's one thing if the guy completely fucks up, but some of these, it's very obvious that Aaron Rodgers is the problem.
If Aaron Rodgers catches wind of the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo just had to stage an interview to not have to play for the team he doesn't like anymore, we're gonna hear him on McAfee this Wednesday talking about a bunch of shit. Look, I think to me this was the game. How do you not show up here? You had a good matchup. Everything was
backs against
everything was there. Just no heart. Matt LaFleur. We're starting to see true colors of some of these young stud McVay, LaFleur. Look at these guys looking like bitches now. Looking like little bitches when a little adversity hits. Bill Belichick sitting down in the Bahamas, hanging out with his dog,
seat. just
crushing from
good 6-4, just scoring 0 points.
Bill Belichick needs to get the fuck out of Dodge soon. He needs to get the fuck out of
Matty
here.
Ice says, "Will Aaron Rodgers finally talk to his family after he retires from the NFL?" I would bet against that.
Oh, we came super close to his brother down when we were at Texas A&M. He was calling the game, if you remember. Not exactly an imposing.
We should have just yelled out, "Aaron says hi." Call him. Ravens 13, Panthers 3. Wow, was this an ugly game? I mean, we had it on God's eye. It was on there.
We fucked up.
There was just not much to report. Lamar had 11 carries, only 31 yards, got us a touchdown. Fortunately, in our fantasy league, Ryan, we're hanging on with life support, but I don't know. This was just an ugly game. I was expecting Ravens to cruise, and maybe they were as well. Harbaugh coming off the bye, and this was a bad effort from this Ravens team. I thought that win down in New Orleans kind of set them right, but it still looked pretty rough.
Is this just the team this year? They're gonna play down to bad teams. They're gonna play up to good teams. They're gonna be in some battles. They're gonna let some leads go. I mean, look, there's always a narrative of look ahead when you have a shit performance like this, but it's Jacksonville next week.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just the team we're going to get. Now, you say all of that to say they're still sitting pretty in the division. They're still sitting pretty in the conference.
No, I mean, again, there's not a ton of good teams. So if you have a okay defense and a franchise-ish quarterback, you could be in the mix.
I think
teams coming off the bye, 6-9-1, coming into this week. The Ravens coming off the bye, they didn't look good. Who are the other teams coming off the bye? I forget.
I'll pull up my notes
because it feels like we should be looking back at that.
Oh, I mean,
and Jets and New England, but they were playing each other, and then Cincinnati, who looked good in the win. So I don't know, maybe nothing to it. It was just, man, they just looked horrible. I don't know what else to say. Philadelphia Eagles 17, the Colts 16, got the win, didn't get the cover, but when the backs were against the wall, Jalen Hurts drove them down, got the touchdown, got the win. Ryan, what is it like to witness greatness?
I mean, I will say for those who weren't in the studio watching on God's eye, you were strangely. I mean, I'm gonna put some. If you're gonna say we constantly when you're not contributing anything to the effort, I'm gonna give you some of the blame today. You were very tight. You were very uncomfortable with the situation.
I was nervous because
you were letting your bullshit superstitions get to you. Fucked up a perfectly good God's eye situation to put the shitty Eagles on.
I moved
you
them.
You were way too into a non-conference road spot in the middle of fucking November for a team that's supposed to do big things. That's all I got to say. That's why this team didn't cover today. This was a piss poor performance against fucking Ted Lasso.
The Eagles had lost,
and I wouldn't be celebrating anything.
The Eagles had lost 41 straight games, trailing by 10 or more going into the fourth quarter. Since
Matt Ryan sucks.
Since Ryan,
who's Dave? Who's
Miracle in the Meadowlands?
Whose grave are you dancing on?
They held them to 16 points. The offense clearly
defense looked great.
Some work.
Defense did work today. The offense looks like
they let
shit.
them down that first drive, and after that they
looking like a team that's going to get a bye and then be done. One and done, we call that in the NFL playoffs.
Cleveland Browns with a nice backdoor push here against the against.
You're
the
just
Bills.
going to gloss over D. Bettis wanting to shove the offensive coaches in the locker room.
I agree.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Also, Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph, they looked pretty good. I mean, I'm surprised they got him right in the game. Definitely helped out the defensive line. Yeah, the offensive coaches. I mean, some of it was just like the AJ Brown fumble. That's a drive killer. They keep getting some of these similar penalties, but yeah, it was a tough spot for him. I'm laughing because, of course, the bots were trolling our YouTube chat, and one of the guys goes, "What the hell does free girls mean?" Maybe he was kind of intrigued. Yeah, so. The offense needs some work. They're clearly out of sync. They'll figure it out, though. I mean, they were able to move the ball. Again, it was kind of similar stuff that they had in Washington. It was just receivers fumbling, untimely penalties, and it just kind of killed some drives there. The offensive line not as dominant as they were earlier on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just in general, last 3 games now, the offense has showed points of struggle. I mean, even in that weird Houston game. So we'll see. This is when they have a nice stretch here where they can prove themselves. Packers and Titans. 2 home games.
Buffalo Bills 31-23 over the Browns. Browns, got fortunate to backdoor this. They had a chance to get the outright win early on, but Bills just too much. Blew them out there in the second half.
This was one of my better calls. I first told you that I love Cleveland +8. I then told you when they moved it to the Dome that I thought Buffalo was the right side, and I was right both ways. What a fucking sharp call by me. I mean, all right. So obviously they're missing Brian Dable. Obviously.
Yeah. No,
I mean, this team. How many field goals are they going to kick?
Are you talking about the Bills?
Did they kick 6 field goals all season with Brian Dable last year?
I like this angle.
Yeah. Sean, I mean, at some point you have to credit something. Diggs is having conversations with the coach. He's like, "Yo, Dave's never had a problem throwing me the ball." I mean, Ken Dorsey, that private school education he got down there in South Florida, he was a little off his game. He was excited. He's like, "Oh, snow game? I know all about that down in Miami." Look, listen, this Buffalo's got problems.
They do,
and they're flying back.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Strange.
It made no sense.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Coaches got to deal with their wives. They got to do some shit. They're like, "You're going where? It's the fucking holidays. My parents are coming to town. You're gonna leave me here."
They did kick a lot of field goals. I'm trying to count all of them.
Yeah, 6. Well, you got to come to the show prepared.
It looks like 5 to me, but I'll trust you when you say 6.
Maybe it's 5.
No, I didn't actually.
It's for affect.
I didn't actually have time to count. You were yelling.
Brian Dable on I was yelling. I was yelling.
Ryan, now, today might not be the best time to tout Brian Dable and his offensive genius.
It's a macro take.
Okay.
Zoom your lens out, Sean. Jesus Christ.
Houston Texans. I mean, I told myself they were an auto fade and I was never going to take them again. I don't know why I didn't listen to myself. Commanders won 23-10. What happened to situational handicapping? The Commanders show up on the road, take care of business. Taylor Heineke has officially won the job from Carson Wentz. And now looking back on it, the Commanders trade for Carson Wentz. That's the worst trade in the NFL since the Colts traded for Carson Wentz. Like, you could really make a pretty easy case that the worst trades in back-to-back years were teams trading for Carson Wentz.
Because we're saying that it's too early to judge the Kadarius Toney acquisition by the Chiefs. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, again, they didn't give up 2 third-round picks.
No, but he's done playing. He's never going to play for them again. He hurt his hamstring.
Also, I don't know if people know with hamstrings, it is if you drink a lot and you're prone to hamstring injuries. I'm not saying he
drink alcohol.
Yeah,
because I'm always trying to get my kids to drink more water. They're fucking dehydrated. They're getting muscle soreness. It's all tied. I mean, look, they're probably drunk. We have to face the reality that is Taylor Heineke, good enough to win some garbage games against bad teams, but when it matters, we'll see what happens. Look, they're now very much in the mix for a wild card. I mean, the NFC is setting up beautifully for the NFC East to potentially get all 4 teams in.
It really is.
Like the right things are. I mean, Atlanta being frisky, a second team in the West. But look, this is just Houston fucking. So I hate that we fell in love with Houston and Pittsburgh before the season, Sean. It really has affected our ATS record.
It really has.
We keep going back to the well. Davis Mills is fucking trash. Lovie Smith trash. Brett Bielema of the Joe Judge coaching tree. I know he coached elsewhere. Relax. He went to Illinois and immediately upgraded the program to a competitive program after Lovie Smith. A red flag. Shame on us. Houston is now automatically fade unless they're catching a touchdown. I need at least a touchdown before we're talking about Houston as a dog.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Let's write it down and actually be true to this one, because the second we see them as like a 4.5 point dog, who do they have next week, Sean? Before we get excited, they're at Miami. Fuck, it's going to be a big number.
Ryan, we're not taking them. Stop it.
Dameon Pierce running the ball.
King Conca is saying alcohol causes hamstring issues.
Sean, Dameon Pierce is he played in Florida. He played his college ball in Florida. He knows all about that humidity.
No,
I'm already building my case.
If you drink a lot and party a lot, your hydration levels are low, and it leads to a bunch of soft tissue stuff like hamstring.
Oh, okay.
If you look at players,
so it's unrelated to his music career.
Players, well, I mean, if you're late in the booth, young Joka, you don't tell young Joka. Maybe he's sipping on syrup. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, if you're out partying late, then you're in trouble.
I like it's going to cause blasphemy. Jump on. There's plenty of room on the Kadarius Toney sucks wagon.
Patriots 10, Jets 3. I'm done talking about this game.
Great job hitting the lock, Sean. Another just absolutely smash spot when Belichick plays the Jets or the Browns. It's really easy. They went 3-0 this year, just so everyone's on the same page. 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. Belichick versus teams he fucking hates.
Yeah. It's the Browns and it's the Jets. It's not rocket science.
They closed the book on it. You missed out this year. Next year, remember.
Detroit Lions 31. Your New York Giants 18. Lions win 3 in a row for the first time in a long time. Ryan, it seemed like Dan Campbell came in here and out physical a team that prides itself on physicality.
Certainly did a good job bottling up the run. Didn't help when they lost their backup right tackle. Will be nice to see Evan Neal back. I mean, for everyone who has spent the entire season talking about how the Giants are a lucky team, the Giants had regression coming. The Giants did win some elements of the stat sheet, like yards per play, if not for the turnovers. This was a 3 turnover game. A bad Dan Jones interception, another Aiden Hutchinson interception, and once again let down by his receivers at the end of the day, not named Darius Slayton. Wandell looks like he'll be done again. Who knew? A little small receiver not holding up in the NFL. But look, you just got to feed Darius Slayton. Bellinger could be back next week. There's reason to be optimistic. This was Sean. They didn't have a game where they really turned the ball over. This was their first 3 turnover game of the season. Lions didn't turn it over at all, and Jamal Williams got someone pregnant, maybe at halftime.
Oh my God, I'm so annoyed at myself for not betting on. Or I had Jamal Williams in my DFS lineup and I took him out. So annoyed.
I am stoked. High stakes best ball tourney. Jamal Williams, baby, heavy ownership in there, and what's he up to? 13 touchdowns. Insane.
But Ryan, are you worried big picture? Because we saw Saquon being limited. It seems like the blueprint is out on how you handle this Giants team. Are you worried?
It's
forward?
always easy to reflect on what you just saw. Yeah, when the Giants aren't able to run the ball, it's going to be an easier situation. Now, the flip side of this would be, it forced them to let Dan Jones throw a little bit. He threw for 300 and change. With the exception of that bad interception, he made some nice throws. Again, let down by the receivers at time, but he converting on like 3rd and 15 with just nice fucking throws. I'd say big picture, obviously the receiving talent's a problem. And getting Evan Neal back will be huge because the 3rd string tackle was just getting worked. That side of the line was just getting destroyed today, and that was the problem. They made Detroit look like they had a good pass rush. Now, look, you got a situation where all that really matters with the Giants' schedule is the fact that they play 5 division games in the next 7 weeks. So that's the season. They have 4 divisional games their next 4 games. So really, this win or loss, if they don't win these next couple games, they have 2 against Washington, 1 against Philly, and then the game against Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Giants offense is like a Navy college offense, Ryan. That's what I'm hearing in the chat.
I mean, it's going to be great then when you get an opportunity to bet them as a 10-point dog in the first round of the playoffs as a wild card.
D-Bet is saying Dallas is going to eat Thursday. This is actually setting up for an epic Dallas collapse on Thanksgiving. Dallas is horrible on Thanksgiving.
Coming off a huge win.
Yeah,
no, they're not. They're not smelling. Jerry's celebrating ahead of the game.
Saints 27, Rams 20. We were both on the Saints there. Ryan, one of your locks. Congratulations. This Rams team is horrible. Matt Stafford got knocked out again.
They realized they should have just kept him on the shelf halfway through the game, and they're like, you had another concussion.
Sean McVay just wants no part of the season, and they didn't bring in Wolford of Wall Street. They brought in Bryce Perkins, who is an interesting. Again, not to get too cute, but I'm assuming they're gonna. Because this is Stafford's 2nd concussion, so I assume they're going to sit him down for a little bit. Bryce Perkins, a little bit of a running game, 5 for 39 on the ground. He's something to kind of keep an eye on. Fantasy
does not look
wise.
good though.
No, it wasn't pretty, but we got
you can't just because Justin Fields does it a little bit, you can't just have a guy that can't pass at all.
Ben Skoranek breakout game, 1 catch, 4 yards.
Fuck that guy.
Tutu Atwell, aka Shatarius Atwell, led the team in receiving yards. He had 1 bomb for 62 yards. This is Allen Robinson, 4 for 47. They just can't get anything going. Alvin Kamara, 4 for 47 receiving, 12 for 42. They were definitely seemingly getting Taysom Hill involved more. Ryan, if you had to guess, how many pass attempts do you think Taysom Hill had?
2, 1.
He had 3. It just seemed like he was in quarterback more, but I think they were having him do a bunch of read option stuff. He was actually their leading rusher, 9 for 52. They really Olave had a good day as well. But I mean, I'm not super high on the Saints still, but I think it just shows you how far this Rams team has fallen.
The funniest part is how the Rams are another one of these teams with no 1st round pick and a number of their picks still being traded out the door. So this is going to be a multi-year bound. I mean, McVay's out of there, right? If they don't make the playoffs, is he any chance he's back?
Sean McVay?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's any chance they make the playoffs.
Are we saying they're dead?
Oh, the Rams?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
All right.
How did they make the playoffs? They'd have to win 7 in a row.
I mean, it would come down to that last, like someone getting frisky and sneaking into the last spot in the wild card. They're 3-7. So if you're 3-7, you can go 10. You can still get to 10-7.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a bold prediction. Ryan, Rams are not making.
I'm
the
good
playoffs.
Killing them. Them and the Bears are out too.
Bears
by the way,
out.
Bears fans, where are you at? You've been quiet the last couple weeks. Not bragging on those offensive player of the weeks. No.
Bears
still got 3 wins.
24. Falcons 27. We are on opposite sides of this. Ryan, both got a push here. I mean, it's just it's pretty much the same script every time for this Bears team. They're hanging around. Justin Fields makes some incredible athletic plays. Defense lets them down, and then a couple of bad turnovers.
I mean, Justin Fields had some if you did not watch the highlights, just go watch some of his bad throws from this game. Over
the one where he dropped back and then was doing like a sidearm throw and it just slammed the offensive tackle in the back of the head. It really, I wish I had the sound effect. And you got to watch
his head snaps.
You got to watch it because also the offensive lineman's not blocking anyone, and then it's just like a bullet pass right to the back of his head, and you can almost see it shaking like a bell.
So that happened. He hit the defender in the head, and the ball popped up in the air like an old school like linemen are going to catch it. He overthrew Mooney by about 15 yards on a wide open play. He's just all over the place. And now, do we have any injury? Do we have news on the injury?
I know he's dealing with stuff with his shoulder. So.
I mean, we saw him leave the field grimacing, shoulder injury. It's being. They're also mentioning hamstring. So
I think he was dealing. If I had to guess, it was some like. Some cramping stuff or maybe a pulled hammy, and then the shoulder thing I think is almost separate. So something to keep an eye on.
You saying he was in the studio? not
him and young Joker
not staying hydrated, taking care of his body.
Oh, the Denver Broncos, they lost like we said earlier.
Hey, wait, hold on. I'm not going to let you go past and not mention how once again Mariota just looking like a gamer. Cordero Patterson, most kickoff returns in NFL history. Trying to tell you he's a top 10 guy, Sean.
Well, Marcus Mariota, 13 for 20, 131 yards passing.
See, you're trying to approach this like a fucking like a boomer. You got to look at the rushing yards with these new quarterbacks. You got to look at the things
25 rushing yards on 13 carries. Okay,
running an effective offense.
No, they got something going with the Falcons. I don't understand what it is.
They win at home.
Kyle Pitts got loose, 3 catches, 43 yards.
I think he got hurt again. Actually, he left the game. I think him and Tony are back in the studio.
But the Falcons are right in the mix there, 5-6. I don't see it, but
they win at home. So honestly, this is an interesting team if they win their division and get a home game. I think they're 4-2 at home now, straight up. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a Falcons guy, Sean. I got a couple shekels on them to win the division, north of 30-1. We can all be happy. They gotta
just keep getting Cordero going. I mean, I don't know if they're easing him back in still from the injury.
God. They're like, you know what? You haven't been doing enough. Why don't you go back and return this kickoff?
Yeah,
he blasts through like a cannonball, cutting through a Civil War battlefield. I mean, he flies through these fucking. That's actually a good Photoshop idea. Get like that Mel Gibson movie and find the scene where the cannonball flies through and takes off those people's legs and just put Cordero Patterson's body on it. All right. Yeah, I mean, come on, Atlanta. Great win for Atlanta here. Keeps the pressure on Tom Brady.
It really does. Broncos lost 22-16. I mean,
I'm out on.
They're so teams. Bad. I mean, I was out on both these teams before the game, but obviously we have to pick a side. And like I said, I was looking for extra action. I mean, this is why you really have to watch these games. Because if you looked at the stat line for Russell Wilson, you're like, 24 for 31, 247 yards. He's doing all right. He just there is just nothing going on.
No,
he needed to. It was like a late third down. He either needed to complete the ball or stay in bounds and force them to use the last timeout. He of course throws it away.
He looks
stops
confused.
The clock. He seems completely limited.
Like a new game.
Melvin Gordon again, another red zone fumble. It's funny. Like some of these teams, it's just fucking on repeat. Like you just feel like you're on that bus on speed. The first speed where you're just watching the same things on a loop again and again. They're losing the same way. The only thing that was different was somehow the Raiders were on the opposite side of it.
I mean, could you imagine playing defense for this Broncos team?
Well, they didn't do much in the overtime, but yes.
Yeah, but I mean, Russ looks confused to be playing football. Like it's the first time he's ever played football before. It's embarrassing. I mean, I was before the season, all 4 AFC West teams to make the playoffs, it was plus 150. That just a comically bad public perception take before this. I mean, that was considered I mean, no one saw these East divisions coming, but the West was clearly going to have at least 3 teams in, right?
Yeah.
They have 2 3-win teams. 2 3-win teams. The Chiefs have a 3-game fucking lead.
It's crazy. All
What
right,
a time to be alive.
let's get to that game. Before we do that, Vikings 40-3. They got destroyed. This was just again. It's funny now. Now we can look at their point differential. I think
worst 8-2 team ever.
Well, and everyone was saying that before. And Ryan, we were on the so they have a -2 point differential right now, and they're 8-2, which is obviously insane. We were also saying they were fraudulent. It was unfortunate they played the Cowboys where we had to take the Vikings, but yeah, it was just. And Tony Pollard had a great game. He was running all over the place. It's good for the Zeke-haters.
It's annoying that they figured out that 3 years later they figure out Pollard's better than Zeke.
I'm glad it took them so long to figure it
out. Jerry must be near the end. He's losing control. That's how you can tell he's losing.
Slowly,
power.
They're letting.
And don't look now. Don't look now, Sean. But Minnesota, they have a new team behind them in the 2 spot of the NFC North, the Detroit Lions.
Here they come. All those sharps that were on the Detroit Lions. I mean, the Lions are playing better. I know we're kind of joking around, but I mean, these were, they beat the Packers, which is never an easy task for them. Then they have back-to-back road wins, at one in the division, one against the vaunted New York Football Giants.
That's a good win.
Yeah. Quality win for the Lions franchise. 3 in a row. They don't even know what to do about it. I mean, Dan Campbell's ready to cry again. Can we just stop crying in the NFL? I mean, you're 4-6. I get you're excited to win. You won 3 in a row. You don't need to cry.
Well, Sean, don't think about it. What do people often do to mask steroid use? They take shit that fucks with your estrogen, testosterone levels. I mean, this is what all this is.
He's probably on some estrogen, like balancing it out with all his like manly stuff.
Because I mean, it is. Look, if you can't, you're not gonna like slap down the Oklahoma drill and then get all sad about how much this means to you. Just those two things aren't going together.
We're going on a journey. All right, Steelers, they lost 37-30. This is way more high scoring than I would have thought. Najee Harris looked okay. Pickens, man, had a pretty decent game. Would I even had a bigger one? It was in garbage time, but he got his hands on a deep bomb. Fortunately, dropped it. Samaje Perine, he probably won some people some DFS tournaments. He would have been obviously a super fun play for the multi-touchdown props, which we've been rattling off. Ryan, I not any major takeaways. Again, any sort of Pittsburgh resurgence, probably not there. And Bengals kind of hitting their stride late. Nothing shocking, I guess.
Had a horrible situation in a high stakes league this Sunday and had to start Samaje Perine.
Oh wow,
worked out comically good. Almost makes you wonder: do we have a Mixon situation? Is he
banged up?
Banged up a little bit. Perine looks like a grown ass man. I mean, I don't.
Well, that's the thing. Like Mixon would even be better obviously in fantasy, but he does miss out on that passing work that Perine seems to snake from him.
They seem to trust him more at minimum. And man, the Steelers. I mentioned it earlier with the Texans. I'm smitten with this fucking team. Look, kudos to them for staying in a relative shootout with the Bengals. Probably a good outcome for them, but never would have thought their defense would have gotten this shredded. Embarrassing performance. Our Bengals finally get a divisional win. Had that noted. First AFC North win.
When they showed that they had lost, what was it, like 4 in a row, 3 this year, I think, and then 1 last year, I immediately thought, oh shit, they're gonna win and cover, and they did.
Yeah.
All right, Matty Ice saying he had George Pickens 2 touchdowns. Oh man, dude, that was, and because he's on our fantasy team, and I was obviously rooting for him as well. That's brutal because he had his hands on it. God damn it. All right. Kansas City Chiefs. They win. They do not get the cover. I feel like there's more and more of those win, not covers going on. Maybe the spread is not dead. Chiefs 30, Chargers 27. I mean, again, these games feel like they're stuck on repeat. There's some late fumbles. And then the Pacheco fumble really cost the Chiefs the cover. And there was like a minute left. You knew Patrick Mahomes was going to go down. You knew he was going to throw it to Travis Kelce. And then the Chargers try and match it, and they get intercepted.
Remember before the season when Travis Kelce's yardage prop was only 1,075.
What is he at now? He's got to be killing it. Then we have that insane bet of like 50-1 of
Kelce and Mahomes to lead the league. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's probably still a pretty decent long shot.
Yeah, because of Tyreek Hill and everything else, and Jefferson. Oh, Jefferson a little nicked up. We'll see. Keep an eye on him. And the Vikings are also banged up, dealing with some offensive line injuries. I have to talk myself into the Pats, Ryan. I know it's a nice bounce back spot for the Vikings. Not quite a close your eyes special, but very similar in effort there. But I have to start thinking on these.
740 yards is Kelce's receiving number right now.
Yeah,
7 games to go.
And Josh Palmer, who again,
Kaching.
This was a happy accident because we were going to start Keenan Allen, and then I look at the news and I'm like, wait, Keenan Allen's out. I think I mistakenly may have looked at a tweet from last week, and then we put in Josh Palmer, and then Josh Palmer has the game of his life.
I mean, sometimes you shoot it a little early with determining an in and out, but either way, it worked out as soon as I saw the first touchdown.
Yeah,
which. Once again, it's 20-1.
20-1 helps
I must
round out the weekend.
I may have misspoke earlier. 20-1 would be more like a 35-point dog, right?
Yeah.
I said 24 point. It's my bad. You want to talk props?
Yes, Ryan. Before we do that, you know what else I want to talk about? Dave. That's right. Dave is your friend to help get you through some tough times. Hey, I know my name is Sean Stacking the Money Green, but there were times in my life where it was Sean didn't have any green, and it's you're talking about getting your 1991 Ford Escort station wagon, water pump blows out. It's tough, man. You get yourself in a pinch. Maybe you don't have a credit card. Your credit cards are maxed out. You don't have to ask someone for money, or you've burned out borrowing from people. It really sucks. Let's be honest. You're not getting the overtime, trying to get some extra work, couldn't get it done. Well, this is where Dave comes in. Gives you a helping hand. It's a banking app that could get you up to $500 instantly with extra cash. And again, with Dave, there's no interest, late fees, or credit checks. Everyone could use a couple $100 like that, catch up on bills, last minute gifts, whatever it is. It just takes care of your stress there. When it comes to getting a couple extra bucks, millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get the financial relief they need with extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra money, download the Dave app and think of it as a helping hand from future you. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now. Just go to DAVE.com, sign up for an extra cash account, and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Kramer, let's do it. I put it together just so you know. I'm running. The one I gave out last week, Ryan, last Thursday, was 80-1 on WynnBet.
You're talking about your build. You were starting with the build about?
No, but I want to tease.
That's a naughty tease sound right
This
there.
one's 90-1. Look out.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. First prop for me. Give me Rondale Moore over 43.5 receiving yards. Look, if you just go game log, basic ass shit, go all the way through the season. Only 2 times has he gone under this. Every week it's like 41.5, 42.5.
Sorry, what would you say?
Rondale Moore.
Okay.
Every week, I went back and looked over the last 4 weeks. It was 41.5, 42.5, 43.5, 42.5. And he just keeps going over. You look at the defense, San Francisco. Where are they weak? They're randomly weak against the slot. So I like this matchup. Again, last 3 games gone over.
Slot. How's the slot?
13, 10, 8 targets. Didn't matter if it was Kyler or Colt McCoy. He's quarterback proof. Love this matchup for Rondale Moore.
I am taking. You mentioned the strengths and weaknesses of the 49ers defense. Very good at slowing down the run. I'm taking James Conner under 49.5 rushing yards. I mean, San Francisco is only allowing 82.7 yards per game, second in the league. I don't think he's running super efficient. They've had some issues. I think they're trying to work in other running backs besides him. And I think the Cardinals are going to be playing from behind. And I think James Conner, it's going to be tough to get over 50 yards for him. So yeah, give me the under on James Conner.
Christian McCaffrey
Yep.
under 66.5 rushing
Ooh,
yards.
Okay.
Shanahan,
So Ryan, we need him desperately in fantasy.
That's why I'm not going after the receiving prop. But here's the angle. Coaches often don't lie. Now Shanahan has been tricky with us on non-football stuff, but Elijah Mitchell is his guy. He drafted him in the 3rd round. He said he's going to give him half the carries. He's going to get half the carries. I think McCaffrey gets loose and has a nice game, hopefully scoring touchdowns and in the receiving game. But I'm going under here. Cardinals have been decent against the run, Sean. This is the more that I've looked at this game, the more that I'm like, Arizona's. But it's going to be a home game for San Francisco down there, probably. But still, kind of don't hate the matchup. So yeah, McCaffrey under. Brought it under the party today, Sean.
Christian McCaffrey over 36.5 receiving yards.
Right.
He's 5-1 these last 6 games. They hit in the over. I think there's going to be some opportunities here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
36.5 feels very doable for Christian McCaffrey. They're going out of their way to get him involved in the passing game. So yeah, this feels like a smash, as the kids say, Ryan.
Smash spot.
Yep.
All right, next up, give me I definitely expect the 49ers to be able to move the ball, and our guy, former guest of the program, Mr. Robbie Gould, Penn State graduate, over 1.5 field goals. I stole your thunder if you're going to the over kicking. I know that's your move on the primetime spots. Go over with the kicking. Give me Robbie Gould to kick over 1.5 field goals.
Ryan, I did not take that. Although I want to
love Robbie Gould.
I do love Robbie Gould. You should have played his drop to start the episode. That would have been a nice little Easter egg.
Oh well, that's
for the audience.
That's a lost in the.
Oh wait, do we never fix that one?
There is one of these days I'll have to go back and try to figure it out. But it could be all time Robbie Gould station ID all time. If I can
put it this way, him reading the station ID was not like a 35-yard field goal for Robbie Gould. It was not easy
or
for
a 50-yard field goal. I mean, honestly, part of the reason we don't have a station ID is we didn't get there.
No, we tried.
Didn't get it. It was like when the team tries to win the game with like a 61-yard field goal and it lands at the 15.
You'd be surprised how hard it is. Everyone wants to mess it up and call it as
SPGN.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
The brain doesn't like money.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm here.
George Kittle over 100 receiving yards. Ryan pays plus 880.
Oh,
Arizona is the worst team by far against the tight end. So receptions, receiving yards, all of it I like angle for George Kittle. Give me over 100 receiving yards. Almost 9-1 there. A little bit of a long shot, but thought it would be fun to sprinkle that guy in there.
Well, you should go for it. I had a weak ass build to bet, so I'm adding to it since you we're gonna embarrass me.
So for me, we'll do first touchdowns first.
Yeah,
I'll go Trey McBride. Again, he's my guy. 20. He's 22-1 for a starting tight end. I also like Rondale Moore at 20-1. To your point, Ryan, I think that's kind of underpriced. Juwan Jennings of the 49ers, he's 20-1. I know he had some chemistry with Jimmy G late in the season last year and in the playoff run. One of his bigger games last week. It seems like they're getting him involved more. And then the other tight end for the 49ers, Ross Dwelly at 30-1. Kramer, what do you got?
I mean, it's just sitting in the same card here. Rondale Moore and Trey McBride also my place for the Cardinals. Give me George Kittle 9-1. You highlight. I think it's a great matchup for him. So I feel like with the Niners, you got to eat some of the chalk. And you know what? I'll go with another tight end, Sean. And this is gonna shock you. And I'll be cool if you want to change. But Ross Dwelly is no longer listed as the backup tight end. It's Charlie Warner, 35-1.
No, I actually was texting with Katie Mox.
She likes the Ross Dwelly.
She recommended Dwelly. I go any off the radar stuff. So maybe he's technically the third guy. Well, whatever it is, I like him better. And
tune in for the injury report because there's also Tyler Kroft in the situation, and his price was 40-1. it seemed like he was too obscure, and the price didn't match his obscurity. Worth pointing out with the horrible inefficiency against the slot, Greg Dortch is 45 to 1. I didn't end up going with it because he's not starting and he's only going to be out there if Rondale gets hurt or something like that. But
I mean, the price for Rondale I thought was pretty tempting, even at 20 to 1.
What about Colt McCoy at 50 to 1? He gets the start.
He's not bad. I don't know. Maybe we'll toss a little Colt McCoy in there, but.
And if you're looking for the backup tight end for the Cardinals, it is Steven Anderson, and he's going off at 50 to 1. So they don't generally run that, it seems, but people ask this kind of stuff now. When you get do you get these? But I get the DMs where it's like, hey dude, who's the backup on? Say, oh, you want to go with this
for
guy.
my win bet, build your own bet, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/ sorry, can't hear on the construction zone. Again, I've been flagged. I've been told to keep it, to 80 stories and below, but I can't do it. Give me Trey McBride 2 touchdowns and the 49ers on the money line. That pays 90 to 1, Ryan.
All right.
That's the thing. If you want to get real juicy, you can do these basically reverse correlation on some of these. And
so you're getting into that now.
Pretty fun.
All right. So I do like there to be some scoring in this one. All right. You know what? I'm trying too hard to match your large ass parlay. I'm just going to go back to my original one.
Okay.
I'm going to
George Kittle anytime touchdown.
Well, I mean, George Kittle scoring a touchdown is a great angle. Not juicy enough of a price. All right. This is how it went. The same thing. We went a little reverse correlation. We got Ayuk finds the end zone. Kittle gets 60 yards, and the Cardinals win the game. That's a 40 to 1 proposition.
All right. Oh my God. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Hey, what do we got going on here? We got a ton of awesome content. Make sure you subscribe to the World Cup Gambling Podcast and the Soccer Gambling Podcast and the MLS Gambling Podcast. Ryan, we are paying a lot of people to talk a lot of soccer.
They say it's you're covering it for. I don't know if you've seen the video of the TV studios and like all the networks of all across the world are like broadcasting out of this like contraption. That's the it's SGPN. We're hitting it from all angles,
hitting it from all angles.
And by the way, shout out to the World Cup. Qatar did not pull off the bribe was unsuccessful. I'm telling you, genius. They leaked the fake bribe just
Worked
to show
me.
people that it didn't know that they are ethical. They're like, see, we didn't bribe Ecuador. We're not animals. And I mean, I guess when you're listening to this, shout out to the USA. They'll be playing
USA
Monday, 11:00 Pacific time. Sean,
USA on the money line in 90 minutes plus 125 right now on WynnBet. Lock it up for me, Soccer Show.
Dangerous 90 minutes. Do you want? I mean, I know you told people they should subscribe to YouTube, but there will be 6 live streams over the next 48 hours.
We have we're basically trying to jam an entire week of shows into Monday and Tuesday. So please give it a listen. And Thanksgiving bingo, guys. That is a great way. If you got an uncle, even an aunt, cousins, your guys are hanging around, grab their phone, fire it up, download the SGPN app, get them signed up for the Thanksgiving bingo. It's free. They might win some money. And then stick around, listen to the podcast. Also, shout out to John from the UCLA Tailgate, random listener. I was walking around. He said, "Hey, is that Sean from Sports Gambling Podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" Said it was funny because he goes, "I didn't actually listen to you guys this week."
What do you mean?
He was a UCLA fan, and he goes, "I couldn't." They had just lost to Arizona. This was before their heartbreaking loss to USC. He goes, "I couldn't listen to anything. I had to take a week off from everything." I go, "I've been there, man."
Little did he know we were in the building.
Yes. All right. That'll do it. Thank you guys as always.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Sean, in exactly 12 hours, we'll be talking college basketball.
Kramer, let it ride. Dong.